I can count on to add and count back to subtract. Counting on to add. We did that yesterday, and I'm getting pretty good at counting on because it's just like regular counting from a number. Counting backwards can be a little bit more difficult. So I wrote myself this number line from 1 to 10 down here at the bottom. I'm going to use that today as a tool. You can make your own number line to 10 as well. You can do it on your whiteboard or in your notebook or on just an extra piece of paper. But this is the tool that might help me get better at counting backwards so that when I subtract, I know that my numbers are going back towards 0. So let's look at what we have today. 4 plus 3. This is something we practiced yesterday. There are 4 on the top row, and there are 3 on the bottom row. And my equation tells me I'm going to add. And when I add, I can count on for the answer. I know there's 4 because my equation tells me. Now I'm going to count on. 5, 6, 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. This is faster than counting all of them. Now we're going to talk about counting backwards. I have my equation at the bottom, 7 minus 2. I started with 7 counters, and then I circled the 2 that I want to subtract. Remember, in our learning goal, we talked about to subtract, we need to count backwards. That can be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get that tool that I said I'm going to use. I'm going to get my number line to help me count backwards. Hope I can hold it all here. Okay. I know that I'm going to start at 7. Then I'm going to count backwards twice. 6, 5. 7 minus 2 is 5 because I can count backwards on my number line. I started at 7 because that's what my equation started at. It told me to subtract 2, so I'm going to count back 2. 6, 5. Remember, counting backwards can be a little bit more difficult, so it is okay to make yourself a tool just like I have. We're going to practice this skill of counting backwards. I made myself some subtraction problems, and look what I added at the top. I added another number line to 10 because we're going to work within 10 so that we can get a little bit better at counting backwards. And before you know it, you'll find yourself using the tool of the number line a little bit less each time. Let me get my pen. So my first problem is 5 minus 1. Remember, I start at the 5 and I just count backwards 1 time. So I start at 5, 4. So when I move backwards that 1 time, I ended at 4. I hear my voice saying 4, and I'm using my number line to help me today. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Let me write that answer down. Now I have a complete equation. The next one says 6 minus 3. Again, I'm going to start at 6, and then I'm going to count backwards 3 times. 5, 4, 3. 6, counting backwards 3 times, means I have subtracted 3. And I ended up with 3. I'm going to do the last one, 10 minus 2. Again, I want to start at 10 and count backwards 2 times. 9, 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. Because I landed on 8 on the number line, and I heard my voice also counting back to 8. This is how we can use our count on strategy to add, like we did yesterday, and our count back to subtract.